Now, one of the first things that you'll notice is this is formatted horribly. It's just all white text. This cute little ETH logo comes up, which is really nice, but we want a way to actually format this code correctly. So there are a lot of different VS Code extensions that actually will format our Solidity code for us. One of them is the Solidity. If we simply type Solidity in the extensions bar, we'll get a whole bunch of options that we can use. I'm a big fan of the Hardhat Solidity extension. Even though Hardhat is another framework, it also can format our code in Foundry. Another one that a lot of people like is the Solidity Visual Developer. So that's another option if you want to use that one. And this one by Juan Blanco is probably the most used on the planet. But we're going to go ahead and hit install to install this Nomic Foundation Solidity VS Code extension. And if we go back to our simplestorage.sol, you'll see it is now formatted with syntax highlighting similar to what we saw in Remix. If it doesn't automatically highlight for you here, what we can do is hit Command-Shift-P or Control-Shift-P, which opens up our command bar here, and we can type in settings, and we want to open our user settings in JSON. You can also hit code and then settings as well. In here, and a lot of you might have nothing in here. So what you can do is you create these little brackets to say, hey, whatever is in here is going to be our new settings. And we want to type these little quotes, these little brackets, and say Solidity like this, little colon here, some more brackets. And since I'm using GitHub Copilot, it's even starting to give me suggestions, which I'll explain much later. But we could do editor dot, but you could paste in this editor.defaultformatter nomic foundation.hardhat solidity. I'll have this code in the repo associated with this course, so you can just copy paste this if you want to. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff in here, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this though. But that way your Solidity code will default format using that Hardhat extension that we just installed. Great. Additionally, this foundry.toml file also isn't formatted very well. So we'll go to extensions, we'll type in toml, and we'll install this better toml here. We'll close this. Now, if we go to foundry.toml, we'll see this is now highlighted very nicely too. Great. Now just remember, whenever you see this little dot here, this means that it's not saved. So hit Command S or File Save and do that a lot. The other thing that's really good about us adding that default formatter is in our code here, maybe this isn't formatted very nicely, right? Maybe we've got this over here and this over here, and it's kind of not looking very nice here. If I go ahead and save without formatting, it'll save it here. But what we can do is if we add that auto formatter, now if we do Command-Shift-P, again, that brings this up, this command palette up. You can also get it by hitting View Command Palette, and we type Format Document. It'll format our code automatically depending on what formatter we're defaulting to. Since we opened our JSON and we defaulted to the Solidity Hardhat, it'll automatically format with that. If your code isn't auto formatting, that's okay. Don't worry about this too much. Be sure to use AI, a web search, and the forums to get your formatting good. The other thing that I like to do is we'll go over to settings again. We're not going to go to the JSON. We're going to open the user settings, and we're going to type in format on save, and we'll check this box on. This way, every time we save, it'll automatically format. So if I have this and I hit save, it'll automatically format my Solidity code for me. If I don't want it to format, again, we open the command palette with Command-Shift-P or View Command Palette, and we can say save without formatting, and it'll save it. See, the white dot is gone, and it will not be formatted. But I'm going to save and reformat it because I like it formatted. And just to note, we pretty much never want to open these default settings, JSON, so avoid that one.